Thanks for joining us for CBN News Today. I'm Charlene Israel.
And I'm Ephraim Graham. House Republicans are using the threat of a government shutdown as leverage to repeal President Obama's health care law. The president called the move political extortion, but critical deadlines are quickly approaching. It's that time of year again. Time for another fight over funding the government. October 1st marks the start of the new fiscal year, and lawmakers must pass a bill to avoid a default on federal debts. A House vote is expected Friday on a Republican plan, and Speaker John Boehner says the legislation would keep the government running through December 15th. But it's not sitting well with the White House. Tied to the bill is a measure that would defund President Obama's health care law.
I think this is the time for us to say once and for all, we can't afford these kinds of plays. I know the American people are tired of it. I'm tired of it, and I suspect you're tired of it too.
But Republicans are calling this bill a line in the sand, and they say they will not vote for legislation to keep the government running unless killing the health care law is tied to it.
Republicans who are in the House of Representatives right now, they all ran on either defunding or repealing Obamacare.
Polls show more Americans oppose the Affordable Health Care Act than support it. According to an NBC Wall Street Journal poll, 45% of Americans think Obamacare will hurt the health care system. 31% don't think it will do any harm. On Wednesday, House Republicans proposed their first comprehensive alternative to the health care law. It would give tax incentives to consumers who buy their own insurance and would increase government funding for high-risk insurance pools. Democrats denounced the GOP plans. Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar said, quote, "A group of extremists is threatening to hold our government hostage." But John Boehner says the goal is not a government shutdown. It is to end a health care law that the American people don't want. After a House vote, the bill will head to the Democrat-controlled Senate. Boehner said, quote, "The fight over here has been won. The House has voted 40 times to defund, change Obamacare, to repeal it. It's time for the Senate to have this fight." A second measure coming to the House floor as early as next week would allow the Treasury to continue borrowing funds to pay debts for another year. But it's also full of other requirements, including the construction of the Keystone Pipeline from Canada to the U.S.